I don't know about you, but every time I open up Instagram or any social media, I am constantly bombarded with ads after ads. Just buy this, buy that, follow these steps, open up your business, and let it rain. And I will say a lot of these videos that I see online, all right, a lot of them are real good. And what I kind of want to touch on today is overloading yourself and buying too much equipment, gadgets, fabric, anything you can think of. And I'm telling you this because I went through it. Right now we're in the process of moving over to San Diego, and when I was doing all my packing, I'm going through boxes and boxes and boxes, and it's just junk after junk after junk after junk. And this is really going to those who are running like a small shop or running a business out of their house, whether it's a open spare room, a garage, a family room. Really, one of your most precious resource is your workspace, your real estate within your work area. Every time you buy a piece of equipment, that piece of equipment is now taking ownership of real estate in your workshop, and it's taking up room in shelves, in drawers, just everywhere. And I would say, I don't know if you kind of agree with me with this, okay? But every time I start a new project, especially if it's a big project, I like to spend about an hour in just cleaning everything from top to bottom, meaning everything gets boxed up, put away if I'm not using it, okay? And it's very hard to do that if you just have random stuff all over the place. And one thing that I want to highlight when you're purchasing a piece of equipment, okay, because in garment decorating, the equipment, it never ends. Every time you buy a piece of equipment, there is learning curve that goes with that. And let's say in a year, let's say you buy 5 different pieces of equipment. That's 5 learning curves that you have to learn. And I'll tell you this, in embroidery just alone, there's so much to learn. I would advise, if you're opening up an embroidery shop, do not overload yourself with different learning curves, because just with embroidery itself, there's so much to learn just with that. So there's 2 things that I kind of want to get to right here. Okay. One is the more equipment that you buy, the more space and the more real estate in your workshop you got to account for. And 2, it's just information overload. I would suggest keep it as basic as possible. Only buy what you need. One thing that I learned, I'm active duty, US Navy. And one big thing that I've learned being in the Navy is when we go out to sea, we are disconnected pretty much with everybody. If something goes wrong, if something malfunctions or breaks, we got to use our immediate resources that we have on hand. And that's kind of something similar you got to have with your business too. If something goes wrong with your business, you got to know your equipment so good that you know if it's something you can fix or is it something you're going to have to send out and maybe wait a week or 2. But when you purchase your equipment, whatever equipment it is, if you stick to it, if you go 100 with that piece of equipment without being distracted with all the other shiny pieces of equipment that's out there, you're going to learn your equipment and you're going to know when something breaks, if it's something you could fix locally or is it something that's going to require outside external resources. So today's video is titled Stop Buying Crap. And really when I came up with this title, that's me talking to myself, because this year when we were cleaning out the shop, I had to throw out just massive amount of accessories, fabric, vinyl, just stuff. Every time I opened up a box, I just found more stuff and more stuff. And I know if you're a decorator, you just have stuff that you might need in the future. And in reality, I literally had boxes of stuff that cost like 20, 30 bucks that I was just saving just in case I might need it. And the more space you free up, it's like more freedom that you have. And now it opens up space for stuff that you actually need. And one big thing that you got to look out for, all right, especially if you're like me, when I'm about to purchase something, I go all out during research. When you're doing research, look out for pieces of equipment where somebody has been using it for years. You'll be surprised how many messages I get on companies that want me to promote equipment, All right. And it really, to me, it doesn't make sense me trying to give out information with stuff that I've never used before. So if you are doing your research, look for videos that have actually been used and tested. So today, when we're talking about don't buy crap, by nature, we're going to test stuff out. That's just part of doing business. You're going to go out there. Not everything you buy is going to be a home run. But what I would say is be careful with all the shiny objects that are out there, because there are a lot of good stuff that are out there. But just remember, every time you buy something, it's going to take up real estate in your workshop. There's a learning curve that goes with it, and you have to know your equipment. So when something happens, you know at what level this repair is at. Is it a replacement part? Is it depot level part? Really, you're only going to know that if you mess with your equipment, if you learn your equipment. And the idea of this video came about because I'm moving, I'm packing, and as I'm packing stuff up, I'm just seeing so much stuff that I'm throwing away or giving away, or just trying to find something to do with all this stuff that I have. Maybe one day I'll have a big warehouse or a big shop where I could just put stuff all over the place, but I'm not in that situation yet. All right. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you kind of can relate where space, right? Especially if we start taking over other rooms in our house. And I really think this is a topic that really doesn't get talked about too much, because organization and just your workflow, having clear space, to me is like the most therapeutic thing that you can have, is when everything is cleared out, clean, clear space on your table. Okay, to me, that is the best feeling. And the only way you can have that is if you lose all that clutter that you can have. Let me know, at what level do you have your storage packed up? Are you almost at capacity? Are you at capacity, or are you beyond capacity? Let me know. Let's share. Let's talk about it, because organization and keeping everything nice and tidy is definitely a topic we can definitely talk about. See you on the next one. Peace out.